Okay, we're recording. So welcome again to the call, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator and CEO of Teamzy. I don't know if you guys have, maybe some of you are using it. I know a couple of you are. Maybe some of you are just curious. Teamzy is a software platform that will make your life incredibly easy. It helps you get your DMO done in less than an hour every day. You'll always know what to do. You'll be super focused and efficient. And there's a plan, a system that you can actually follow to help you build your business. People have been, in Juice Plus, people have been so successful using Teamzy just in the past few months that we have recently received a full endorsement from the Juice Plus company, which is amazing. And not only that, but they've negotiated a special price for y'all. So that is really neat. And I know that they don't do that lightly, so it's a huge honor for us, and we're honored to bring that to you. So what I'm going to do tonight is, not only is it that though, not only is it a system that enables you to be really efficient and effective with your time, but it's based on a philosophy of doing business, the philosophy of relationship marketing, okay? And so it's what I'm going to teach you tonight hopefully will resonate with you, and it may be a bit different than what you've heard from other trainers in our industry. It is my sincere belief that our industry is stuck a few decades in the past as far as sales approach. And that everything is about relationships. Actually, it always has been. There was just a period of time where people forgot that. Now we're getting back to it. And so I'm going to teach you a system tonight of building your business that's based on relationships. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about tonight, before I even get into Teamzy, is a little bit more about relationship marketing. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little background on that. Let me go ahead and jump into this presentation I have for you. There it is. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is this: how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay, a power hour boss. So let's talk about this a little bit. My backstory, for those of you who don't know about me or who the heck I am, I actually come from a background of business coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach for almost 16 years, helping people build their business by relationship, which I'm going to teach you tonight. My story is I fell into network marketing by accident. I found some products that truly helped me. I lost a ton of weight, reclaimed my health. How many of you, that's your story? A few of you? And I was just sharing what I was doing because I was so excited about it. I didn't even realize there was a real business opportunity. In fact, my perception of network marketing was negative, probably similar to a lot of people. I thought it was a pyramid deal or whatever. But once I did realize that it was an amazing, basically no cost of entry business opportunity, and I decided I wanted to pursue it, I had to look at my life and realize I only had about 1 hour a day to work on my business. How many of you are in that frame right now? Yeah, I had a full-time career. I have 4 kids. Life is busy, but yeah, I wanted to kind of start something on the side. And so knowing that I only had an hour a day, as somebody that coaches other people in their business, I said, okay, what you need, Eric, are some tools to help you leverage your time. So I went looking for the tools. I figured, in the United States, we have 45 million people doing network marketing. I don't know what the number is in the UK, but it's probably a big number. I figured there must be tools, right? But there weren't. There was nothing out there that was really useful. So anyways, long story short, we built Teamzy because there was a need. It wasn't there. But let's jump back into this relationship marketing thing really quick. What is relationship marketing? A lot of people think that relationship marketing is simply just selling stuff to your friends, right? But that's not the case at all. Relationship marketing is actually a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. Okay, that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. As business owners, your first decision is which lead generation system will you employ to build your business? Make sense? Here's one principle, though, about relationship marketing. Oh, no, actually, this is a principle of business in general. You're in the lead generation business. I want you guys to understand Juice Plus products is not your business. Your business is generating leads. Okay? And no matter how busy you are in your day, no matter how many sales you make, no matter how many team members you bring on, if you're not doing the work that generates leads for you, then you didn't work on your business today. Okay, now, here's the cool thing, though, about this. With relationship marketing, developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So let me kind of reframe this in very basic terminology. We meet people so that we can build relationships with them. That's how we generate leads in relationship marketing. We're not looking for a sale or a recruit. We're looking for a relationship. A relationship is worth many sales and many recruits. Does this make sense? It's a different shift. So developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty. We turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. We turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. I can't tell you how many people who are top producers in our business I have talked to who are burnt out and frustrated with their business because they have built a business focused on generating sales and recruits instead of building advocates. And they feel like they can never stop. They can never take the foot off the gas. It doesn't sustain itself because it's just a churn of finding the next person. When you focus on relationships, those people that you connect into your business, they become an army of advocates that go out and bring people to you. It's so amazing. Okay. Next principle I want to share with you. I'm going to go through these slides quickly. I'm sorry. So make sure you're getting your notes, okay? Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Okay? In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Okay? There's so many things. Traditional sales is based a little bit on deception, a little bit on misinformation. Okay? With relationship marketing, everything you do has to build trust. Now, here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. If somebody trusts you, even just this much, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You can just get right to helping them. Make sense? Also, trust takes the ickiness away. Now, look, I know that some of my words might be very American. Please bear with me. But one of the things that I personally never wanted to be perceived as is the icky salesperson, right? Trust takes the ickiness out of the sales process. And you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. In other words, you don't have to go for no's, racking up rejections like a badge of honor, throwing away relationships when they say no, like dead bodies over your shoulder. You connect with people, you invest in relationships, you make their day, and you go for yes over time. A couple of you laugh because you've done that stuff. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here to show you that there might be an easier path. Okay, how to build trust. How do you actually do it? I will share with you the 4 essential ingredients to build trust. Okay? Let me go through them quickly and then I'll break them down for you. Number 1 is chemistry. Chemistry. Number 2 is character. Character. Number 3 is competence. Competence. And number 4 is consistency. Consistency. If I keep looking over here, it's because I'm staring at your purple unicorn headband. It's all good. Hey, every one of you is a special unicorn in your own way. Chemistry, character, competence, and consistency are the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. And let me explain what I mean by these. Number 1 is chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? This one I think is pretty obvious, right? People want to do business with someone they like, and it's very hard to do business with someone you don't like. Simple, right? Attorneys are like the only exception. You can hate your attorney and love having that person as your attorney because, it's a little different. So you want to build chemistry with people. Ask questions. Find out what you have in common with people. You have something in common with everybody, right? You happen to represent a product that basically is important for every single person who has a physical body, right? So you've got something you can find in common with people. The first thing you can do to build chemistry is not create division. Make sense? Don't create division. As a business owner, you don't get to be super opinionated. You shouldn't be anyways. You should be looking to build bridges with people. Okay? Number 2, character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay? Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Please notice that character is not something you have. It's something you do. Okay, character is not something you have, it's something you do. And I think it's natural for us to sometimes feel like somebody is questioning or insulting us by questioning our character. True? Do you guys ever feel that way sometimes? How dare you question my character? And I'm the same way, but I want you guys to really think about it and ask yourself, have I shown my care? Have I demonstrated my care to this person? How would they know my character? Make sense? So character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is the filter through which you operate. The way you talk, the way you communicate, what you post on social media, everything that you do needs to show the world that you care about them. Make sense? And you need to stay relatable. A lot of you are already, it's easy to be relatable when we're beginning our business, right? Sometimes it's harder to stay relatable when we've built our business to a level of success. So you want to make sure you're staying relatable and understanding people. Okay. How much you care and that you're relatable. Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you are good at what you do and you're a business person. There's 2 pieces to this. The first one is, do you know enough about your products and services to help me? Can you help identify my problem and help me solve it? That's the first piece I need to know. The second piece is, now that I'm in love with these products and you've helped me, do I trust you to mentor me in this business? Do I feel you are the competent leader that I want to join your team? These are the 2 things I need to know from you. So you need to be demonstrating that you're good at what you do and you're a business person, okay? You need to be demonstrating both of those things. Now, new people. Let me see hands for the people on the call that are new or new-ish. New people are often told, it's okay if you don't have the competence, you just fake it till you make it. Have you guys ever heard that before? Fake it till you make it. I want you guys to understand the term fake it till you make it is in reference to your positive attitude, not your competence. This is one of those things that has been warped over time. You're supposed to pretend you're enthusiastic even when you don't feel it. That's what fake it till you make it means. Not that you have competence that you don't. This is all about trust. And let's be honest, your friends and family, they have seen you put your pants on backwards, okay? They don't believe you when you tell them that suddenly you're the expert on this. That's fine. You lean into the competence of your team. So new people, here's your point on this. Lean into your team's competence. Let your friends and let your family know that you are part of one of the most amazing teams, that your upline or your sidelines have tons of experience and know-how, and that you are one text message away from them. Okay? Let them know about the training and the structure of your team that they will be joining you in building a business with. Okay? And leaders, help your new people leverage your competence. Make sense? Okay, chemistry, character, competence. One principle on this before I move on is this. When somebody is going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Notice what's not listed here. Ingredients in the products, the manufacturing process, the compensation plan. Like, no, they care about these 3 things. Okay. Now, do people ask you these things out loud? No, they're more like emotions that they feel. It's emotions. And the way you get yeses for these is by building a relationship with them over time. Okay. So I want you to highlight this and understand that people will be in different places in relationships with you and levels of trust over time. And objections, any objection they come up with, like the examples I threw at you, right? Ingredients, pricing, whatever. Those objections are stemming from these feelings. So overcome the objection, keep working on the relationship so you can build more trust with that person, serve them. Next, number 4. Oh, my slideshow broke. We're done. We'll just finish. No, just kidding. That's weird. It really did. Let's try it again. There we go. Consistency. Consistency is number 4. How many of you, when you see the word consistency, are like, here it comes. The hard part. It's hard to be consistent, isn't it? It feels that way sometimes. Here's a principle. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. We all know that we need to be successful, we need to be consistent to be successful, right? But what's cool about it is when you are consistent, not only does it help you be successful, it builds trust with others and it attracts them to you. Let me see, how many people have kids? Parents, let me see you. Parents, great. Is it important to be consistent with your children to gain trust? Yeah, absolutely. It's important in anything. My wife would always say, don't tell me, show me. Right? Don't tell me, show me. Now, I'm going to teach you a system tonight. Basically, I'm going to teach you how to tell people and then show them by being consistent. But you have to understand people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. By the way, I want to give full credit to this principle. It's one of my favorite books. So if you haven't read it, you put this on your list. It's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. It may not look like this anymore because I've had this for many years. They always change the cover art. Great book. Anyone that really wants to be a leader in this business should read this book. It's all about social leadership. Leadership is persuasion, right? Helping people to get what they need. All right, so add that to your thing. Are you consistent? How many of you would say you're consistent with using your Juice Plus products on a regular basis? Hopefully everybody, right? Are you consistent sharing your story on social media? Good. The 6 people I can see, because I can only see 6 when I'm presenting. You guys are doing awesome. Okay, how about relationships? This is the checkup from the neck up, as my mentor Zig Ziglar would say. Are you as consistent with staying in touch with people as you are doing those other things? Some of you are here. That's why you're here tonight. Help me with this, Eric. Don't worry, help is here. This is important. You need to be connecting with people. People won't believe you till they see you. This is my principle. People won't believe you till they see. How many of you guys say this? I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah. Now look, you are out here. You've now found Juice Plus. Wow. You've seen the light. You feel amazing. Your life is changing. Some of you are building financial freedom. You're already experiencing those fruits, correct? And you're sharing your story. Come check this out. This is amazing. Since I've done this, all these amazing things have happened to me, or they're happening to my friends. And you've got people, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're sharing, you've got people who are engaging. You know, usually it's less than 5%. And then you've got this wide audience of people who are watching. See, people are watching, but to them, they don't believe that you are actually inviting them to your world. They are watching you like a very entertaining television show. Make sense? Let me see what she does with this. Let me see how this works for him. And you say, join me. Comment if you'd like more information. They're like, she's not talking to me. Why would I respond when I haven't heard from her since high school? Make sense? You need to be in touch with people. Relationship building is a contact sport. You have to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship with them. And I know your time is scarce, which is why I'm going to show you the system that lets you do it in just minutes a day. Okay, so we're getting there. Just want you to see that you need this. Here's the principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, make sure you write that one down. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Just really quick, I'm going to jump into Teamzy in a second and demo this for you and show you how cool it is. How many of you have ever received a really great card? Like something that was just from somebody that you care about and they wrote a message in there, and when you read that message, it moved you emotionally. Has anyone ever received something like that? How many of you have a significant other? Hopefully at least those hands go up or somebody's in trouble. Now, when you get, right, when you get a great card like that, or a letter, something like that that has a heartfelt handwritten message in it, what do you do after you finished reading it? Do you typically, how many of you typically would just go ahead and throw that right in the trash can? How many save those? You have a hard time parting with them. Yeah, I think that's pretty universal. You save them. You might even have a special beautiful box or drawer somewhere where you keep them all, right? What's amazing is most people do save cards like that. A couple things that blow me away about it. One is if you pull one of those cards out years later and read it again, it'll have a similar, sometimes even stronger emotional impact than the first time you read it. Isn't that amazing? Not only that, when we pass away, what happens to those cards and letters? They're usually kept by our family, aren't they? How many of you have cards and letters from loved ones who've passed on? The value continues on. Isn't that amazing? Now, here's another question. And I actually have a birthday card from my dad, a recent one that I've kept because it's amazing. I'll probably have that forever. Now, this right here, same birthday, I got this postcard. It's a postcard. It's a birthday postcard from my insurance salesman. It's nice, right? It says happy birthday. And on the other side, it says wishing you all the best. Have you ever received something like this from a dentist or from somebody? Sara has, a couple of people have. The question I have for you is, when you get this, does this get to go in that special place? Is this something my children will cherish after I'm gone? Deborah's laughing. No, this goes right in the trash. In fact, I know like we've got a lot in common, and I know that culturally we've got differences, right? I live in California. We don't use our front doors. We use our garage doors to come into our house, right? We drive into the garage and we walk in there, right? In my garage, I have a recycling container and a shredder where most of my mail is disposed of before it enters my home, right? Something like this would never make it in the house, except for I like to make fun of it on team trainings like this. My point is, this has no value. I mean, it was nice, right? Has little to no relational value, whereas a card with a handwritten sentiment is kept forever. What is the difference? The difference is this required no time, and it made no connection. The time investment, one-on-one with another human being, is what we value the most. Think about the most successful people in the world. What is the most valuable thing that they have? If they could give away anything, a lot of these guys will auction for charity a lunch with them, right? Someone will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to have lunch with them, just to have time invested from this person. Investing time in someone is how you build a relationship. I want you guys to really understand that. Now, am I telling you should be handwriting notes and cards to everybody constantly? No. You should do it whenever you can, and whenever you can think of a good reason to do it, you should do it, okay? But even just connecting with somebody on Facebook Messenger, Instagram, text message, one-on-one is where we make the connection. Does it make sense? All right. And I will show you guys how easy it is to make somebody's day by doing that in about 2 minutes. All right, let's see. I think I have one more slide. So you got that one. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. You got to have a system, though. You have to have a way to do this. You can't do it willy-nilly. It's got to be systemized. This is your business. This is your lead generation system. You need to be able to follow it without thinking. You need to be able to teach new people how to follow it without thinking. You need a way to stay in contact with all of your relationships, okay? Just stay in regular contact with them and know when to contact them and know when not to contact them. In other words, don't spend 2 hours planning 1 hour of activity. Just be able to go. Know what to say. How many of you sometimes stare at your screen trying to think up the perfect message and you find time is passing and nothing's happening? That's me. Analysis paralysis, that's called. Analysis paralysis. And then make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. In a little bit, I'm going to teach you how to follow up. And I will submit that most of you are probably letting about 8 out of 10 of your leads fall through the cracks. You don't realize it, but you will by the end of this call. Okay? You need a system. So what's the system? Teamzy, of course. Come on, that's why you're here. So let's take a look at this. Let's jump over to Teamzy. I've got it open here on another screen somewhere. Here we go. Here's Google. All right, so here's the Teamzy dashboard, customized to Juice Plus. This is what it looks like. I'm showing it on my desktop. Of course, you can use it on your mobile phone as well. Okay, first off, I want you to know this. Teamzy is completely free to use for 30 days. Okay, so every single one of you, even if you haven't made a single penny, you can get in there and start using Teamzy for free for 30 days, generate some momentum. Okay, that's the point. We want people to 7-day trials and 14-day trials. It's because they're just trying to get your credit card number. I want you to go in a month and just smash your sales goal. And then it's a no-brainer for you to be with us. Make sense? And then after your 30 days, you can set up a subscription. Again, Juice Plus has negotiated a almost 35% discount. We're a U.S. company, so we transact in U.S. dollars. I don't know what the conversion is today, but it's $19.95 U.S. per month. Or you can do an annual for a bit less. So you guys can Google that and figure out the conversion rate. So once you get into your free trial, you set up Teamzy. It's pretty simple. There's a setup wizard to walk you through it. Let me take you through that setup wizard very quickly. You can launch it right there. Okay. I made the mistake of looking at the chat really quick. Somebody's finishing up their pole dancing class. That's the true thing that's happening. Oh my gosh. See, that's why you don't look at chat in the middle. All right, so let's do our setup wizard. First thing you're going to do in Teamzy, there's 3 things we'll do in your setup wizard. We're going to set your income goal. What is your income goal? Okay. Then we'll help you create a powerful why. I'll explain that in a minute, why that's so important. Then we'll get all your contacts into Teamzy. You'll have them in one place. No more looking for pads of paper you can't find, little sticky notes somewhere, right? Spreadsheets that you forget the file name of and never update. It'll all be in one place in the cloud. That means you can always get to it. It's in your phone, it's in your computer, it's everywhere. Okay? Let's get started. So first we'll set an income goal. Again, this is set up in dollars, but it won't matter because you just, in your mind, pretend it's your currency. That's all. It doesn't matter. The algorithm just works based on the decimal number. So my goal was to make $150,000 to be at that income level, annual income level, 12 months from now. What's yours? Just put the number in. Okay? Whatever your number is. Now, for those of you who are leaders and already have substantial income from your business, I recommend you put the difference. What's the amount you'd like to increase your income by? Make sense? Okay, so whatever your number is, put it in there. What Teamzy does when I click this big blue continue button is it calculates what I need to do on a daily basis to hit this number in 12 months. Okay? And this is based on working with 70,000 network marketers and understanding, how this system results in sales and recruits over time. So Teamzy is now telling me to get to 150,000 in a year, I need to make 4,348 connects. I need to connect with 4,348 people. Okay. Is that a lot? How many of you think that would be a busy year? I think it would. I mean, you're crazy if you don't think that's a lot, but here's the good news. On the next page, we continue and it breaks it down for me. If you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? One bite at a time. It is an analogy, okay? Animal rights lovers, do not send me a letter. It was just an analogy. Okay. So here we go. It breaks it down into 3 groups: prospects, customers, distributors. And then it breaks it yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. I now have a daily target. I need to connect with 9 prospects a day, 6 of my customers, and 4 of my distributors. Okay? Connect. That's 19 people I'm going to connect with. I will show you in a minute. That's 20 minutes work in Teamzy. Seriously. Raise your hand if you can testify that that's true. Yeah, you guys can see it. Now, what do I mean by connect? I don't mean cold message, try to recruit or try to sell something. I don't mean those tactics that honestly, they gag me. Things that are like, oh, I really respect your opinion. Could you take a look at this video and tell me what you think? Or you guys know all these old school tactics. People know what they are. No, I just mean connecting with somebody. I just mean literally saying hello and trying to make someone's day. The goal is just to get a smile and make their day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. Okay? The make someone's day mindset. That's what a connect is. That's it. And it's super easy. It takes very little effort to do that. The next goal here is invites. You can see right here, it's defaulted to 3 invites. An invite is where you're actually inviting someone to learn about the business. You're inviting someone to try a product. You're inviting someone to purchase a program. Okay? An invite is the result of the conversation we're starting with the connects. Okay, so the goal is 19 conversations, 3 invites. And then ads are new people, just adding new people to Teamzy every day. I'm meeting new people. Maybe it's people I hadn't thought of, friends of friends that I'm being introduced to. The goal is to constantly meet new people and add them to Teamzy so you can start building a relationship with them. Make sense? All right, so once you have all these numbers the way you want them, by the way, these are suggestions based on my goal, but you can change them. Let's say you're new and let's say I'm new and I have no distributors. I can just make that a 0 and then add that 4 over to prospects. Make sense? So these are suggestions, but you can go in and edit them to whatever you want. I'm going to put it back though for sake of argument. Now, when I click continue, whatever you have in these boxes, it now configures Teamzy to your specific goals. So each of you will have a customized dashboard. Let me show you. So on my dashboard, you can see here today's activities. These are my goals for today. It's to connect with 9 prospects. I've got 9 left, 0 done. Connect with 6 customers, 4 distributors, 3 invites, 3 ads. Do you see that? How those goals are now set based on my goals? And I can always change them by just clicking Edit Daily Goals. It takes me right back to this page. And I can go through this process again, back to this breakdown page, change the goals the way I want them, click continue, and it saves them. All right, next step, your why, finding your why. How many of you have heard from leaders and trainers that you need to figure out what your why is if you want to be successful? You guys heard this before? How many of you have it done in a written statement, written down somewhere? Okay, good. Less hands each time. How many of you have read that why statement today? Well, Sarah, you know, the speed of the leader, right? This is good. This is so important. I have to tell you, when I originally sketched out Teamzy in a little notebook and showed it to my friends who were software engineers, they said, why are you putting this finding your why thing in here? It doesn't functionally do anything with the software. I want you guys to understand, I wanted it in here because without it, people quit. Did you know that in our industry, 1 out of 2 people will quit their first year? That's too many people. 1 out of 2 people will quit their first year. That means whatever your goal for recruiting to your team is, you need to double it just to hold on to them past year 1. Make sense? And the reason why people quit is not because there's something wrong with them. It's not because the opportunity is not amazing. People quit because we're just quitters by nature. We're like water. We naturally take the path of least resistance. Think about it. We have many more muscle memories of quitting than persisting. However, we are able to do amazing things as human beings when we have a reason to. True? My favorite example of understanding your why is actually from Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect. How many of you guys have read The Compound Effect? Such a great book. If you haven't read that one, put it on your list. You're going to get a lot of reading lists whenever you talk to me. I'm sorry, I read a lot. He talks about if I ran a balance beam across the floor here, how many of you would walk across that balance beam for $20? Okay, I know it's you. I know. I don't make me do the conversion, right? The currency conversion. Okay, how many of you would walk across the same balance beam if I suspended it between the spires of 2 80-story skyscrapers for $20? Come on, it's $20. No? Nobody would, right? Unless you just are a thrill seeker. Now, here's the same question. Would you cross that balance beam across the tops of those buildings if the building across the way was on fire and your children were on the roof? Do you see the difference in why? It's the reason. Now, do you need to ever do anything that harrowing to build a business? No. But you do need to understand why you're in business, because you will leave it when something big happens, because it happens: sickness, death, divorce, financial collapse, the economy, oh my gosh, politics goes, whatever, right? I recently was doing a training like this for my boot camp, and somebody who was listening from Oklahoma, they were in the basement because a tornado was tearing the roof off their home. Do you think that would set you sideways from your business for a little bit? Yeah, stuff like that's going to happen. But even worse than that, boredom, procrastination, lack of visible results. Those are the 3 insidious killers that kill these businesses. I'm kind of bored with this. I've been connecting with people. I'm not rich yet, right? You need to understand why you're in business so that you can persist and be successful. Does this make sense? Now, look, I want you to understand you don't have to go to some like hippie retreat somewhere and get in a sweat lodge to figure this stuff out. It's not that complicated. I'm going to take you through a very simple process to uncover your why. I'm going to teach it to you. Maybe it will help you get yours, but it's also a process you can bring your team members to Teamzy and take them through this process too, so that they have a reason to stick with it. Okay. And I'm just going to share my personal story as an example really quickly. Because this is the only story I actually know that well is mine. Right. So look, I'm going to ask you in Teamzy, we ask you 5 questions. These are questions designed to get you thinking. That's all. No one's going to see this but you. Why did you become a distributor? Why? Now look, I'm going to share my story. I lost a bunch of weight, 60 pounds. I lost 60 pounds. And people ask me, what did you do? Oh my gosh, what did you do? How did you do that? And I was just telling them, oh, I did this program. Wow. My wife says to me, dummy, go become a distributor. You could be getting paid for every single one of those people who's asking you what you did. That made sense. So I signed up. I didn't have this deep desire to change the industry as I do now, because I didn't know there was anything wrong with it at the time. Next question, what do you hope to accomplish? I just wanted to make $500 a month, extra money, right? So what is that, guys, in conversion? Convert that so you understand. Somebody put it in the chat so I know what the conversion is. So you have an idea about how much money that is. I wanted to make $500 a month extra money. I just thought that would be great to have some extra money. Next question, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? 400 pounds. Okay, great. So you got it. I'm going to switch it to 400 pounds now, okay? Just so that you guys can hear me on this. I wanted to put the money in the bank. That's why I wanted to make it so I could save it. So just to give you guys an idea of what we were going through as a family, my business, I told you, was business coaching. I focus primarily on coaching people in the real estate business, help them build their business, help people get really successful. At the end of 2008, when we went into what we call here the Great Recession, the first industry to completely go in the tank was real estate. In fact, real estate stopped selling completely for several months. And it wasn't until agents understood how to sell basically bank foreclosures that it started picking up again. So nobody wanted to pay money for a coach at that point. Nobody had any business. My industry disappeared. So what happened was I was laid off from my job. And we were, it wasn't that bad a story. I found another job soon, but we used up our savings and we were blessed. We made it through that recession. We made it through intact. A lot of people lost their homes, lost everything. We made it through, but it was difficult. And we definitely used all our savings and we started living paycheck to paycheck, which was a situation I had not been in many years, but we started living paycheck to paycheck. When the network marketing opportunity came to me, I thought, wow, I could start saving some money, putting it in the bank every month. That would feel amazing. Make sense? It was more of an emotional victory than a financial one. Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What I wanted to do with the money was buy a new home for my family. My family had grown. We have 4 kids, dogs, the whole deal. And we were in this tiny little home on top of each other. There was no place to move. There was no place to work. I wanted to leave my job and work in my business at home someday. And I just couldn't imagine doing that. I dreamt of buying a new home for us. And I thought if I could just put that money in the bank every month for long enough, maybe we could do that. Now, do you guys see how this process, just in 5 minutes, I've gone from, okay, sure, I guess I'll sign up as a distributor, to now I'm thinking, wow, could this business help us buy a new home? It's shifting my thinking. The next question, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? I just want you all to know that when I think about this, I don't know if purchasing a home is a meaningful goal. I mean, how many of you think that that's a meaningful goal? I feel, is anybody like me? Do you feel a little bit guilty for lofty financial goals? Do you a little bit? Sarah's laughing. Deborah's laughing. Sometimes I feel guilty about it. I think a lot of people in this industry like to show off. I'm kind of embarrassed. We moved, just a little side note here as I'm going to tell you the story. We did buy a new home last year and it's ridiculous. Our home is ridiculous. It's beautiful. And I feel so incredibly blessed to be in this home, but I'm kind of embarrassed for people to see it. Do you guys think that that'll be the case? Like when you get your dream home? We have my son's in the Scouts, and we have our Cub Scout meetings here, and the other families come over, and I'm trying to downplay my home. It's so weird. It's so weird how we're wired that way. So I felt guilty about wanting a new home. I wasn't sure if it was a meaningful goal, but here's what happened as I really thought about it for a minute. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel to get a new home? I started thinking about that. I started unpacking that idea. I realized this, it wasn't the home that was what I needed. It was the home represented or was symbolic of family. True? It was my family that I wanted to improve. See, the truth was I wasn't present for my family. I was so focused on providing for them, I wasn't part of their life. I would get up in the morning to go to work. My kids would still be in bed, getting ready. They're still getting out of bed. I'd kiss them goodbye. They were in their pajamas. I'd go to work and I'd do my job and I'd come home in the evening. My kids are in pajamas again, getting ready for bed. Ironic that I'm talking to a lot of you in your pajamas. Full circle. My point is I realized that I just wasn't going to be present for my kids. I was going to completely miss their childhood. I mean, I provide a living for them, but I just didn't get to be there. And then maybe have 45 minutes to an hour with my wife each evening. Because both of us completely and totally exhausted. That wasn't the life that I wanted. It was more than a house. I wanted a new life with my family. And this process made me take a look at my career. I was very proud of my career. I was considered at the top of my game. I had a big, high status office, fancy title, yet we were living paycheck to paycheck. I could never imagine moving to a new home or anything in my current job. At the same time, this little side business that I was spending an hour a day on was starting to pick up steam. I looked at that and said, there's no limits on what I could achieve with this business, right? This could actually do everything we want to do. I could be home with my kids. I could work from home. I could be part of everything. I could never miss a school event. I could be there for everything they ever do if I had a business like that. It flipped flipped a switch in my mind. I stopped thinking of my network marketing business as extra money. I started thinking of my career job as extra money. How many of you have a career salaried position? That's your extra money. They're paying you. They're taking care of your bills while you figure out your business. How awesome is that? Thank them for that. I thanked mine for that. Once I realized that, it started changing everything. I wrote down my very first why statement. I'm going to share it with you as an example, and I want you all to understand. This was just 3 years ago. The story I'm telling you was just 3 years ago. Is that crazy? Here's my why statement that I wrote at that time. Hold on, let me delete this so you can see it. Mine's the sample text. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Now you write yours right over the top of mine, okay? And when you click the blue continue, it saves it on your dashboard of Teamzy so that you can see it every day, okay? A couple things happened, just real quick. I know I'm off on a tangent about this, but I'm really passionate about this thing and I want you guys to get this down. If you already have a why, you should go through the process again. Maybe go deeper with it, okay? Within 3 months of writing this down, I left my career. I left it. My wife thought I was insane, but she loves me and she supported me. She believed in me that I could do it. I came home and I told you our house was too small. There was no place for me to work. We didn't even have a kitchen table that I could go sit at and work at with a laptop. It was full of stuff. So I tried to go to the public library for a couple of weeks and sit at a table in the public library and use their Wi-Fi and try to build my business. And I was very distracted by all the books. I told you I'm a total nerd when it comes to books. And I was like, oh, I haven't read that one. So here's what I did. Some of you know the story. Deborah, do you know the story of my shed? No, see, Deborah doesn't even know the story. She's the Teamzy girl. Okay, so here's what I did. I had, when I left my job, they gave me just a little bit of severance, just a little bit. It was just enough to buy a new computer. And I went to Home Depot, which is our big box store. Do you guys have a Home Depot? They sell stuff for your home. And I bought a shed, the kind of shed that you put in your backyard and maybe put a lawnmower or tools in. You know those things? They're not very comfortable. I bought one of those, had it dropped in my backyard. I drilled a hole in the wall and I ran an extension cord through it, plugged in my computer, and I started building my business in a tool shed in my backyard. And it was hot and it was cold and spiders lived in there with me. But you know what? I was getting it done. I was getting it done. I was in there. I started doing trainings in there, Zoom calls in the shed. I would have sweat pouring down my face in the summer while doing trainings. And I just told people, this is passion sweat, you know, and people thought it was funny. Look at this. I have a picture of it just so you have an idea. We called it, my kids called it the shed quarters. Here's a picture of me in my shed with my business partner, Mike Lopez, who helped me start Teamzy. You can see in the background of that picture, we're whiteboarding this concept of Teamzy. Because as I started building my business, I realized we needed this tool. Is that cool? 3 years ago in that shed. I'm super sad. I drove past the old house the other day and the shed's gone. Oh, I wish they told me they're getting rid of it. I might have kept it as a souvenir. All right, let's actually get into Teamzy, do some work. There's one more thing. After that, the next step will be getting all your contacts into Teamzy. Okay, you're going to get your back office, your team into Teamzy, your customers into Teamzy. Then you can get all your Facebook friends in Teamzy, which is super cool. Okay, so they're all in one place. Wherever you have contacts, you can get them all into Teamzy, so they're in one place. Okay, and to get help with that, you go over here to the Help Center on the left side, and you'll find videos and FAQs and step-by-step instructions on how to get all those imports done. Okay. If for any reason, I just want to throw this out here real quick. If for any reason you're not that tech savvy and you're intimidated by this, all you do is see this help button on the bottom right. You just click that, send a message to the team, the Teamzy team, and they'll help you. Okay? They'll help you. There's no way you can fail at this. Not only will they help you, if you need the additional support, they'll do a one-on-one walkthrough via Zoom with you. Okay? Showing you how to do it. And even more so, if even with them walking you through it, you're unable to do it, they can take control of your computer with your permission and just do it for you. So there's no way you can fail. Our team has got you set up. So once you get all your contacts into Teamzy, it's in one place organized. What we're going to do is one last step before we do our power hour. So you've got your dashboard here. I'm going to jump over to the team page. See on the left where it says team? Your team is more than just your team. Your team is everybody, all your advocates, your customers, your prospects, your relationships. Everybody's on your team. I want you to think of them that way. Okay? So your team page is like your Rolodex. It's your CRM where everybody lives. All your contacts are here. Okay? And when you click on a name on the right, you'll have all their contact information and all your notes and everything on them. Okay. So what we're going to do, last step to set up, is we're going to rank them. Notice how when I click on somebody, they have a star ranking. Each person has a star ranking. This is how we prioritize our relationships. In relationship marketing, you have to prioritize your relationships. Write this down, guys. 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. You've heard about the 80-20 rule. 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. You should be talking to those 20% more often. The way Teamzy does this automatically for you is you rate them on the 5-star scale. The higher the stars, the more often they come up. You don't have to think about it. Teamzy does it automatically. Okay? So you can turn on rank mode right here on this little menu, or it's automatic for you when you've done an import. And everybody is going to start out as a 3-star. And you just really have to rank the people, the 4s and 5s really to start. That's all you needed to get started. So you're just going to go down this list, and if you want to change someone's rank, you just by your gut, don't overthink it. Just, okay, he's a 3, she's a 2, right? He's a 4. You get the idea? And you can just go down, oh, I don't like him at all, I want to delete him. You click on the trash can. Okay? You go down your list one time and sort them like this. Then you're ready to do your power hour. But let me give you these definitions real quick. A 5-star person is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor, in your opinion, right? Or they're already on your team. They're a rock star. They're your favorite. These are your favorite people, your favorite friends. They're 5 stars. They show up on your Teamzy up next just to connect and say hello every 30 days. So it's really often on a 5-star. 4 stars is someone likely to become a customer or distributor with a little nurturing. Or they're consistent performers on your team. They're your good friends, not your best, but your good friends. They show up every 60 days on Teamzy. 3 stars, everyone's defaults to 3 because they could go either way. 3-star, they show up every 90 days. 2 stars getting colder, they show up every 120 days. Does this make sense? This is how you can easily stay in touch with a 5,000 person list, because you're talking to some more often and you're staying in touch with everybody else a few times a year.
Eric, sorry to interrupt, but is there any way of, those 5 stars and the 4 stars?
She froze right in the middle of that question. All right, Sarah, don't worry about it. We will have a chance to answer that. Okay, so we're ready now to do our power hour. And everything's ready to go. So here's our power hour. See in the middle of the screen where it says power hour, who's up next? You've got 4 lists on your left: prospects, customers, distributors, and your follow-ups list. Okay? On your right is where you log the activities as you go. Super easy. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with my prospects and I'm going to start connecting with people. Remember, it's about making someone's day. Hold on one second.
It's here. It's here. It may not have been pretty. Thanks for coming back and getting this done, man.
Somebody's got television on. We're competing with it. Okay. So let's get started. Sarah's the first person on my list. I'm going to connect with her. Now I can connect with her however I wish. My preferred method of connecting is Facebook Messenger because I find it has the best response rate by far. So I'm going to connect with Sara. So what I'll do is first I need to think about what the heck I'm going to say to Sara. This is where a lot of times we get stuck. So I want you to understand, I just want to help you connect. I've put all of my scripts that work incredibly well in Teamzy for you. So you can go grab one of my scripts if you like. See right here where it says scripts? I'll grab a Facebook script and I'm just going to grab maybe the first one here, which is connect number 1. It says, "Hi Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome." Great, so let me copy that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in here so you can edit it a little, right? Obviously the name's not correct. I need to change that. Maybe you don't like to say awesome. Change it to whatever you want, it's fine. I love the word awesome. I think awesome is awesome. Okay, and I got to put an emoticon in here. That one didn't take. Hold on, let's try this again. I like emoticons. There we go. Now I've got an emoticon in there. Maybe you put 3 emoticons. How many of you are emoticon happy people? Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day in Teamzy community, do you think using emoticons is unprofessional as a business person? I was like, no, you absolutely should use emoticons because the second half of the word is more important. Person, right? When I send emails to Janet and Meredith at Juice Plus, I always throw emoticons in my emails. It's just part of how we communicate now. Okay, so look, now this is all set up the way I want it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight that and copy it. Oops, hold on. If you can do that. Because I'm going to send it in Facebook. Now, Facebook requires you to send messages through Facebook. They don't let outside apps send their messages, which is easy. It's still super easy. I have Facebook open up here in another tab. We're going to toggle over, and I'm just going to look her up. There she is. Okay. Great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send message. I'll paste that in there. Super easy. There it is. Boom, send. Now the message is sent. I have hopefully made her day when she gets that. Now let me finish logging it in Teamzy. That was a Facebook message. See the big blue log connect button? You guys see that right there? Click it. Now it's logged. See, Teamzy told me connect with Sara, help me with what to say. I sent the message and it's logged as I go. There's no homework, no tracking. It's all done. The next person on the list is Jay. I'm just going to use that same script. It's already on my clipboard. Change the name. Boom, ready to go. Now you can see how I can do this super fast once I get in the flow. I'm going to jump over here and I'm just going to look up Jay. There she is. I'm going to send her a message. Send money. Don't send money. You'll be out of business after a while. Okay, just send message. There you go. Boom, sent. There's 2 done. Toggle back, log it in Teamzy, log connect. Look, I've got 2 done, 7 left. Next one on my list is Brandy. I'm going to send her a message. Then I'll go to Charlene, then Julianne, then Evangelia. boom, 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 down my list. When I've done 9 outgoing connects, I'll move to the next list, which is customers. Now, just a little pro tip here. Some people will respond right away, and you're going to want to go talk to them. Don't get into the conversation until you've got all your outgoing messages out. Otherwise, you may get distracted and not get it done. So just look, it's going to be 15 or 20 minutes. Just stay focused and get all your outgoing messages out. Then you can work on those conversations, okay? So I'm going to keep going down my list, and I'm going to send this little message. Just the goal is just to get a smile and hopefully a response. Send to people, boom, 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 down my list. 9 was my goal. When I get to 9, that circle will be blue. I'll toggle over to customers, start connecting with my customers. I'm going to do it exactly the same way. First customer on my list is Abigail. I'll go to scripts. I'm going to grab something, maybe something simple like this. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the products? Please send me an update. Let me know I could be of help. Great. Boom. Simple, right? Do you guys have tower gardens over there yet? You don't have the tower garden yet? Oh, man. When are they going to give you that? I just got one. I'm obsessed with it. The plants are already like this big. After 2 weeks, they were just like seeds. Now they're like this big already. It's amazing. All right. So how are you enjoying your gummies? How easy is that? What's her name? Abigail. Hi, Abigail. How are you enjoying your gummies? Emoticon. Could this be any easier? Seriously. Look, now I'm going to send her that message. Send me an update. Let me know how I could be of help. Great. Boom. Fire it off. I'll look her up in Facebook, send the message, okay, and log it in Teamzy. And I'll start working down my customer list now. Here's what I want you guys to understand. For 2 things about customers. The first one is you don't need a complicated follow-up system for customers. You just need a system that makes sure that everybody's on the list, okay? It doesn't matter if you follow up at 19 days after their order or 21 days after their order. What matters is that you're in touch with them. Does this make sense? Teamzy is so simple. You just put your customers in there and they will, if you use it, they'll cycle through. You'll be in touch with everybody. You'll always be present when they need you. Does this make sense? Now, why is it so important to be in touch with customers? I will tell you that it is as, maybe even more important to be in touch with customers than to prospect. But prospecting is the holy grail. It is, but look, this is why. First of all, it's the right thing to do. As business owners, you need to have good relationships. You got to be in contact with your customers. You guys agree? How many of you wish you did better at that? It's okay. That's why you're here. And now you have Teamzy. At least for the next 30 days, it's free. You can go rock it and get in touch with everybody. Number 2 reason is this. When you're in regular contact with customers, just regular contact, they order more products. They retain longer. Okay? This is statistically true. If you're in regular contact, they order more products, they retain longer. I could go through my Facebook Messenger and show you message after message of people saying, oh my gosh, my team is up 30% in volume. My team is up 25% in volume. Why? Because people are using Teamzy and they're just in touch. Think about when you've gone to a great restaurant. How many of you guys have been to a really nice restaurant in the last year? For a special occasion, maybe? Imagine you go to a beautiful restaurant and you sit down, maybe with your significant other for a beautiful meal, and the server comes over and takes your order, right? And they're great. They're fantastic. They made great recommendations. They took your order and they got everything right. And then your food came out. They dropped your food down. You started eating it and you never saw them again. They don't come back at all for the whole meal. How likely are you to buy an additional glass of wine? Are you likely to get dessert? Of course not. But if they're attentive, if they're just present, if they're there making sure you're having a great experience, you'll spend more happily because you're enjoying the experience, correct? This is how sales work. You just need to be present. They will order more. They will retain longer. Just be present. Now, the third reason why you need to be in touch with customers is this. How many of you would like new customers? Hopefully everybody, right? Doesn't matter how many you have. You always want new ones. Think about somebody that you know that's a customer now who's loving the products. Raise your hands if you have at least one. I'm here to tell you right now, if you raised your hand, your business is set. You don't need to worry about it. Why? Because the best source of a new customer is a current customer. Some of you are nodding. Yeah, I know this. The best source of a new customer is a current customer. But think about it. What do people do when they love a product? They talk about it. They share it. Right? How many of you, that's why you're here? Somebody shared it with you. We purchase, more than 80% of our purchases are made based on personal recommendation from a friend. How many of you that's true? Yeah. Personal recommendation from a friend, more than 80%, not marketing, not sales pitch, personal recommendation from friends. So you've got customers who love your product. They already have friends that are ready to buy. Did you think of it that way? Your customers right now have friends who are ready to buy. The question is, are you in touch with your customers? Are you getting introduced to those people? That's a whole nother training I don't have time to get into. But don't ask people to refer you to their friends. Ask people to introduce you to their friends. Okay? Tom, you're doing great with the program. You've had great results. Can you think of anyone that you care about who could use some more information on what we're doing? Well, actually, I was just talking to my sister about this yesterday. Awesome. Would you mind connecting us quickly? Introduce us via text or Facebook Messenger, whatever's easiest, so I can get her some more information. Okay. Just ask me, can you quick introduce us? Okay. Get that introduction, then create a relationship. Make sense? If you want new customers, you need to get in touch with your current ones. There's no better source. Okay, finally, our team. The last thing is distributors. We're going to stay in touch with our team. Okay, we're going to stay in touch with our team. This is why we called it Teamzy and not salesy or leadsy or cheesy. Okay, it's about being in touch with your team, building a relationship. People are not motivated by money. They are not. If you think they are, go find the social science study that shows that and send it to me. People are motivated by connection and belonging and status. Juice Plus is going to give them the ribbons. You give them the connection and belonging. Okay? Easy. Just stay in touch. Let Teamzy lead you through. Send them a quick message. Stay in touch with them. As you build your empire, those little touches become more and more valued by people. How many of you would love to get a little text from your upline superstar saying, hey, I hope you're having a great day. How's everything going in your business? Would that be cool? Yeah, some people it brings tears to their eyes to think about that. Prospects, customers, distributors. That's the first half of our power hour. And it should take you, in this case, 20 minutes to go through and message whoever's up next. You just go whoever's up next. And when you message them, they disappear and the list moves up. You just message the next person. How many of you think that's pretty easy? Every day you log into Teamzy, it'll tell you who's up next. You don't have to think. It's somebody new. It's the list moves. Okay. It gives you 5 at a time so you can't get overwhelmed and you stay focused. Don't skip around. You can go to your whole list on the team page anytime, but the dashboard keeps you focused. Now there's one last step here, our list, and that's our follow-ups list. You can see the follow-ups list is empty. That's because the follow-ups is different than connects. I know a lot of times people think of the word follow-up as just connecting with somebody. Following up is after you've invited somebody, you've found some interest. So we're creating these conversations. In our example, we created 19. Tried to start 19 conversations today. Let's say you get about 10 that respond, which, by the way, is awesome. Think about that. You've got 10 conversations started in one day. The other 9 people, maybe you made their day, maybe you didn't. You don't know because they didn't respond, and it does not matter. Because why? They come back on Teamzy automatically down the road based on their star ranking. Don't worry about the people who don't respond. Don't give them a second thought. They'll be back again. Focus on the ones who do respond. Now you've started conversations. Your job is now to have a conversation with people. Talk to them. Find out what's going on with them. Ask them questions. See if there's anything you can do to help them in any way. It may not have anything to do with your business. Okay? And I'm going to give you guys a little pro tip. If the conversation starts to flag a little bit, you can just say something like, well, what have you been up to? Send me an update. Let me know what you've been doing. Send me an update. That's my favorite one. Just send me an update. Because when then they'll tell you, oh, well, the kids are doing great at school. They're playing football, and they'll give you an update, right? It's cool. Again, if the conversation dies off quickly, don't worry about it. Some of them will go though, because the ones that die off quickly, don't worry about them. They're going to come back on Teamzy again in a month or 2 months or 3 months. You'll connect again. Some of those conversations will be great. And those conversations is where you're asking questions, you're finding ways to help them, and you may uncover some interest in them learning more about your business. Let me show you an example. So at the very beginning of our Power Hour, we messaged Sara. Okay? And I just said, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. She says, oh my gosh, Eric, thank you so much for reaching out. You did make my day, which is the response you'll get a lot. How many of you have had those kind of responses? Like, thank you for reaching out. You did make my day. Yeah. So now we're having a conversation. Send me your update. What have you been up to? She's updating me, telling me what's going on with her. And I'm asking questions. I'm being interested. You know, she's got a situation where her dog has been sick and she needs a great vet. Just an example. I know a great vet. What am I going to do? I'm going to connect her to my vet. It's just a way I can help her in her current need, whatever her need is. And as we're talking, she's like, well, what about you, Eric? What are you doing? And I'll say, well, I've just been, I don't know if you know, I started my own business a few years ago. I left my job and I've been at home now working from home for 3 years. Wow, that's great. And I'm going to tell her what I'm doing. I'm going to tell her what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. Okay? I'm going to tell her what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. You guys need to be able to answer that question. What do you do and why are you passionate about it? What is the problem you solve for people? Do you help people with their health? Do you help people with their weight? Do you help people with their vitality? Do you help people build a better economic future for themselves? What are the problems you solve with your business? You need to be able to share that with people. And as I'm talking to her, we're messaging back and forth. She's like, wow, that's great. Good for you. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. I know I'm going long, but I feel like this is important. If you lead with what you do and why you're passionate about it, the response will always be something like, wow, good for you, I'm proud of you, or good for you, I'm happy for you. Is that a good first response to your business? How many of you cower in fear that you're going to mention your business and they're not going to want to talk to you anymore? If you mention your business in this way, this is what I do and why I'm passionate about it, this is how I'm helping people, their response will be, wow, good for you, that's great. Okay? So at that point, you can ask them, would you like to learn more about what I'm doing, or do you have any interest in learning more about it? If they say yes, I'll tell you what to do right now. If they say no, that's okay too. Because why? If they say, no, I'm not really interested in learning about that, you just say, great, no worries, Deborah. It's been great chatting with you. But if you do come across anybody who needs help with what's the problem? Let's say in my case, it was losing weight and getting fit. If you've run across anybody that does need help losing weight and getting fit, would you please connect them with me? It's my goal to help as many people as I can. She's going to say, sure thing, Eric, I'll keep my eyes open for you. What a great way to end. Is that a great way to get a no? Guess what? You just planted a seed. In 3 months, when she comes back on my list and I say, hey, it's been a while. What have you been up to? How are you? She's going to be like, oh, he does want to talk to me. It wasn't just to sell me. And she's going to instantly start thinking about people who need my help. This is how we plant the seeds and build advocates, you guys. Now, I know I'm going quickly. Sara now, let's say she says, no, actually, that does sound interesting. I would like some more information. Great. Now I'm going to invite her to something. Okay? Let's say we're going to have a virtual event on Facebook. I'm going to invite her to that. So the first thing I'll do is I'll look her up on Teamzy to bring her back up. You can look her up on that lookup bar. That brings you to her full contact record, right? Where I would have all of my conversations logged, any notes I might have on her, and all of her contact information. And I'm going to say to her as I'm talking, first thing I would do is if somebody says to me, yeah, I'd like some more information, I'd say, do you have a minute to jump on the phone or maybe on a Zoom so that I can just see what goals you might have to see if it's something I can help you with? Okay? And then I'd ask them a bunch of questions. But let's say I go, okay, Sara, my team is having this event on Facebook tonight. Are you able to jump on it? She says, actually, that sounds great. Perfect. Let me send you the link. So I'm going to now log this in Teamzy. So let's say I'm going to send her a Facebook message with this link, and I'll just put it was a Facebook Live event. And then now what I want you to see where it says invite right here? This is how I log this as an invite. So I'm going to call it an event, or actually maybe I'll call it a business opportunity meeting. So you've got a few different choices here that you could call it. And so now it's changed that in Teamzy from a regular connect to an invite. Now, see where this little calendar icon is? This is how you put her on your follow-ups list, okay? Sarah, I'm gonna send you the link now, and then I'll follow up tomorrow and see what questions you might have. Sound good? She says, great. So now I'll set that for tomorrow, log the connect. Notice now she's got a follow-up set on her record. If I go to the dashboard and look at my follow-ups list, you can see now that she's due tomorrow. Cool? I cannot screw this up. She cannot fall through the cracks. Tomorrow when I do my power hour, and those of you in a free trial or just starting, it may take 3 weeks before you have a lot of follow-ups happening because you've got to build up some of those relationships. But after you've been doing this for a while, you'll have a full pipeline. So you'll get to your follow-ups list and it'll be full. So your power hour looks like this. Messages, new messages to prospects, customers, and distributors. And then you'll go down your follow-ups list and follow up with people. So let me show you how easy this is really quickly. How many of you have ever heard the fortune is in the follow-up? Yeah, oh yeah, it totally is. Now, here's the stat you need to know. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Write that one down. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you guys just died a little at that stat? Let me see the hands of people who follow up 10 times typically. Anyone? Okay. Real quick, I'm going to shift your thinking on this. How many of you feel like following up 10 times would make you the most annoying person on the planet Earth? And people would hate you and run from you. Okay, great. Good, it's honest. Let me just see by show of hands, people who are really passionate about Juice Plus and believe that you can help people change their lives. Okay. Let me see the hands, or do you just want the $50 commission? Or 40-pound commission? Anyone? No. Nobody. Okay, you're my people. Good. 80% of the people you're talking to will not make that first purchase until you followed up 7 to 10 times. What that means is you can't help them. You cannot help them. The only way you can help them is by following up. This is why you need to understand following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. You can tell I want you to write that down. I want you to stick that in front of your computer screen to remind yourself as you're doing following up is an act of love. You want to help people and change lives, the only thing you have is your follow-up. Because if they never try Juice Plus, they don't know if the products are any good. The follow-up is all they have. Now, I'm going to teach you. First, I'm going to show you how to do it in Teamzy. It's so stupidly easy, right? It's my former mentor used to call it chimp proof, right? Because we actually taught chimps to fly spaceships. Do you guys remember in the 60s? Like we could teach them to do Teamzy. It's super easy. But I'm going to teach you how to do it in such a way that you won't be annoying and people will thank you from their hearts for your follow-up, which they should because you're loving them with it. It's following up as an act of love, right? All right, so let me just show you how to do it in Teamzy really quick, and then I'm going to teach you the 2 rules to never be annoying when you follow up. So I get to Sara, and I'm going to do a follow-up. Again, I'm going to come to scripts. Because Eric has you covered, I put my 10 follow-up scripts that I've refined over years in Teamzy, numbered in order. Do you guys think you can handle that? They're numbered in order. You cannot screw it up. Just look for follow-up number 1. Boom. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay. So what I would say to you is always promise to follow up, and then tell them you're doing what you promised to do. I'm going to do this exactly the same way. I'm going to change the name. Whoops, spell it right. I'm going to Facebook Messenger. Oh, wait, actually, I need to send it to her. Let's send it to her. Boom, followed up, done. It's done. Log it in Teamzy. Now, before I log this, before I click Log Connect, set a new follow-up. So let's say I'll follow up now in 2 days. Set a new follow-up. Done. The follow-ups that are due tomorrow are yellow. The follow-ups that have more than 2 days before they're due are green, and the ones that are due today are red. So when you look at your follow-ups list, you may only have 3 due today and you're done. Make sense? It shows you when they're due. She's actually due Thursday now. So on Thursday, when I do my power hour, when I get to my follow-ups, I'll send the next follow-up to Sara. I'll just go to scripts and I'll get follow-up number 2. Okay, and I'll send it. You guys see how easy this is? And I'll set my next follow-up again, maybe a few days after that. And I'll just keep doing it. Now, let me explain to you how to never be annoying when you follow up and to have people thank you from their hearts for your follow-up. Who's excited for this? Write this down. You guys are getting a lot of stuff today for free. This is great. Number 1, never ask someone to do anything in the follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything. That's annoying. Don't ask them to respond. Don't ask them to call you. Oh my gosh, the worst is a voicemail. That's number 2 though. We'll get there in a second. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to RSVP for your event. Don't ask them to buy. Don't just, the follow-up is just, you're there, but you're not asking them to do anything. You got it? Rule number 2, your follow-up always should be written out and it should be short. Why? Because they need to be able to scan it with their eyes on the lock screen of their phone without opening your message in an instant. Because as soon as you make them open your message, you are now annoying. Why is that annoying? Sarah's laughing because it's so true. Because they don't want you to know, they don't want to open it because that acknowledges they've seen it. Now they feel obligated to respond and they feel like a jerk. How many of you do this? Don't make them do that. All you want is for them to see it. So if you write it short enough, they'll see it on the lock screen in their phone. In an instant, they'll go, they're going to feel that little good feeling about you for a split second, and that's the goal. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. I'm talking to, let's say Deborah. I'm looking at Deborah right here. I'm talking to Deborah. She's very interested. She's so excited. She can't believe what I've done, and she wants in. And I'm now so excited. You guys, I have this great new prospect. She's going to be joining our team. It's awesome. She's going to be so awesome. I can tell. She's going to be a star. Then the next day I send her the message. What'd you think? What'd you think of our meeting? Wasn't it, crickets? No response. Okay, a couple days go by. Follow-up number 2, no response. Follow-up number 3, no response. Does this sound familiar? Come on, sounds familiar. If this doesn't sound familiar, you're not inviting people. 80% of people will not even respond to the first 5 follow-ups. They won't even respond at all. Nothing. Why? It's just the way human beings are. I want you guys to understand what's happening on her end. She gets that follow-up from me. She sees it. Because I followed those 2 rules, she sees the whole message. She receives it as positive. She goes, oh yeah, I need to follow up with him. Then what happens? Are you serious right now? The dog's throwing up on the baby? Gotta go. Next day, I message her again. Oh yeah, I'll message him right after dinner. Next day, same thing, something else. I'm driving right now. Oh yeah, I'm driving right now. Later, I'll get to it later. That's what's happening on their end. She's still interested. She's still excited. She has her own life. And my wanting her to do Juice Plus is not on the top 10 priorities of her life right now. She'll get to it when she gets to it. Does this make sense? So my job is to stay present, to stay positive, to be supportive, and to let her know that I'm going to do what I promised to do, which is to follow up and stay in touch. What happens is this, time and time again. You guys can message me next week or 2 weeks from now after you've done this a while and say, it's true, it worked. She'll say, Eric, I'm so sorry that I haven't responded. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate your level of care. You will get messages like that after about 6 connects. Thank you so much for staying in touch. I haven't forgotten about you. And they'll tell you, my life's been nuts. My life's been crazy. You got to stay following up. This is why people fall through the cracks. You need to keep them on your Teamzy list. Keep them on your follow-ups. And you just work systematically each day, 30 minutes a day. You go in, send out your messages, do your follow-ups. Okay? Set the next follow-up, rinse and repeat every day. It doesn't get that dull because they're new people. It's new conversations. It's always fun and exciting, right? And you're going to have this amazing, vibrant why that drives you. Cool, right? So easy. Now, let me just finish her off in the system, then we'll do some questions. For those of you who are still awake, actually, we've only lost a couple people, which is pretty amazing for as long as I've been talking. So what I'm going to do is, let's say you come into the dashboard. I'm in my Juice Plus back office and I see Sara made her purchase. I want to now move her over in Teamzy to show that she's now a customer or maybe even a distributor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look her up again in the lookup bar to bring me her record. And then right here on her record where it says sale, I'm going to click on that. And I'm just going to log whether she, got a retail thing or application fee means that she came in as a distributor. So let's do that one. Okay, great. And then I'll tag what products she got. I'm in the gummies mood today. Okay, so whatever the products are that she did, tag them, put tags on there. That's a whole nother training, but the tags are really helpful later because you can pull a list of every single person with that product. Pretty cool, right? All right, and then the member type right here, I'm going to change from prospect to distributor just by clicking on it, personally sponsored. Now I've moved her through the whole process. We connected, had a conversation. I invited her to something. I followed up like a pro, made the sale, logged it. Now she's on my team. She'll continue to show up in Teamzy under distributors. How cool is that? Yeah. All right. So for those of you who's still here with some stamina, if you have questions, go ahead and get ready to ask them. But first, I want to give you action steps. I forgot to give you action steps. All right. So here's your action steps. Hold on. We had that one. Number one, go get your 30-day free trial started. All right, so you're going to go to teamzy.com/JP, teamzy.com/JP to get your free trial started. Okay, it's 30 days for free. If you're already in a free trial, set up your subscription so that when your trial's up, you don't miss a beat. You can keep working in Teamzy. Okay. Choose a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. So look around. Maybe it's somebody on this call. They don't need to be the same rank. They just need to be the same enthusiasm. Okay. Hold each other accountable. Say, hey, let's do this together. Let's hold each other accountable. What I recommend you do is take a screenshot each day when you finished your steps and message it to each other. Now, somebody recently shared with me that there was a study that showed that 3 people as accountability group is actually much stronger than 2, which makes sense to me. What is it? What is the verse about 3-cord rope is hard to break? So try it in 3s too, if you want to. Okay, but you need that accountability. Let's be honest. You guys won't do much for yourself, but you'll do everything for others. Okay? And then I'm going to give you a 5-day challenge. The 5-day challenge is this. In 5 days, I want you to connect with 100 people. That's 20 a day average. That's basically what we demonstrated today. Okay? Connect with 100. It could be any mix, by the way, of prospects, customers, and distributors. I don't care. I just want you to connect with 20 people a day for 5 straight days. Send those messages out. Why is that? Because I want you to see the ridiculous amount of momentum you can create in 5 days in your business. Okay? You might even be overwhelmed, which is good. Okay. Who's in for the 5-day challenge? Let me see your hands.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So who's got some questions?
I have, Eric. Sorry, I got cut off before earlier. Is there any way, or the star rating, 5 stars, 30 days?
Yeah.
Is there any way of pulling that through so it becomes more often? So I mean, I've only got a team of about 60. I've put it that I contact 5 of my team a day, and I've ended up in a position where I haven't got anyone to contact on my distributor list. So I go and do it automatically. But is there any way that you can increase that sort of, how often they come up?
Two things on that. One, we are going to allow you guys to customize those in the future. You'll be able to do that in your settings.
Brilliant.
But here's what I will tell you, is that more than once a month sometimes can be a lot. So it just depends. And the program that we've done, we've found has worked really well consistently over lots and lots of people, lots of businesses, which is the 30, 60, 90, 120 days. So what you've got now works great. The answer to your question, Sara, is you will have that ability to customize later. And when you do, there will be a little blurb from me saying, you can change this if you want. However, I think what you have is the best sequence.
Cool.
Cool.
I have a question. In the list of contacts, Facebook message, email, WhatsApp is not there. And in Dubai, WhatsApp is probably the most common form of contact.
Okay.
So can that be added, please? At the moment, I just list it as text.
Yeah. Or you can do it as other.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, yeah, no, that's a great suggestion. I'll definitely bring it up to the team. Queen B has a question. What's your real name? Come on.
It's Nikki.
Nikki.
Yes, sorry.
I would have called on you earlier because you were smiling a lot in the thing, but I couldn't do it. So.
Yes, okay. I've got two questions. The first is, and I don't know because I've kind of dabbled, but I haven't followed through with this. Is can you what have I got? Can you actually put your own scripts in? Like I know that you've got the ones that you listed. Can you literally then add your own, and do they sort of fall down in that list?
Yes, you can add your own scripts. Absolutely. You can take my scripts, copy them, edit them, and save them as your own.
Yeah.
So you can do all of that. The way to do it, I'll show you how easy it is. So what you do is you just, right here, you go into scripts from any Connect box. See the scripts? And see at the top it says new script. Just put in your title, add your tags. This is important because without tags, it'll be hard to find it. Are you going to use it for Facebook or what are you going to use it for? Like click all the things that you want to use the script for. Okay.
Okay.
I want to use it for prospects so that it shows up at the top of the list. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you put your script in, type it in, and you save it. Okay. Now you notice that you can send a script as an email. I didn't talk about this, but this is really cool. You can sync Teamzy up to your Gmail account and you can save emails that you send often as scripts. So for example, I'm talking to you, we're having a conversation and you're really interested in learning more about something. I may have an email that I've already built out that says, Nikki, it was great talking to you. I know you requested some more information on our gel caps. And so here's some great information on it. And here's some links to some videos. And if you'd like to purchase it, here's the link to make the purchase. And I'll follow up tomorrow and see if you have any questions. You can have that built out as a script. So when I'm talking to you and you say, yeah, send me some more information, go, great, I'm going to send you an email in a minute. And then you're like this, done. Sent, logged in Teamzy, done. Follow up set. So you can get that kind of stuff done really easy. It's really efficient. For me, I loved that. I had, for every single thing that I sold, I had an email prepared that I would send to somebody.
That would be, well, that just, it's just fantastic, really. Okay, so the second point is, okay, so when we open it up and we load all our friends from Facebook, of which some of us have got thousands, etc., how then do you sync all your new ads and your like Facebook friends that you're letting go of? That's fine because we're constantly replenishing. How do you sync Teamzy on a regular basis? Do you get what I'm saying? I
do. Okay, so you're not really able to sync it with Facebook.
Yeah.
But what you can do, there's two things you could do. The best work is to just add people daily as you make new friends. And let me show you how easy it is to do. There's a couple reasons why this is the best. One, it gets you in the discipline of adding new people. And remember, Teamzy gives you credit for ads on your dashboard. You only get those by adding people. So if I wanted to add somebody, see the add contact button?
Yeah.
It's super easy. Okay, so now she's added as a prospect. If I have more info, I can add it in there. And I can set a follow-up with her if I wanted to connect with her or whatever. So she's added. So as I'm meeting new people, I can add them. What I would often do is Nikki, I would fall behind and go to my recently added friends in Facebook and add them all in because I wanted to get my 100% for the week, you know. But you can do a bulk Facebook import again in the future, and it will only bring the new people over. Okay. So the benefit of that is the reason why it only brings the new people over, and also it will not re-import people you deleted out of Teamzy. So you won't have to re-delete people twice. So if you fall way behind, let's say you've added 300 friends, you can go do another export from Facebook, import it into Teamzy, and it will only add the new 300 people.
Will it reassign though the current people? Like, will it change their rating from 5-star back to 3?
No, it won't even see the current people because Teamzy
Amazing.
is programmed to ignore existing contacts on unimport.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Okay. So this is important though, for those of you who are technically minded. When you're setting up Teamzy, you want to import your distributors first, then your customers, then your Facebook friends. Because it ignores an existing name, you don't want to put your distributors in from Facebook with no contact info. You want to get them from back office with full contact info. So do your distributors first, then your customers, then your Facebook friends, and everybody will have like the best amount of contact info possibly, right? Make sense?
Yeah, just one more question.
Sure.
So with regards to the back office as well, so say like you do fall behind, say with the customers, do you know what I mean? Can you then re-import from the back office and it will put them in as well?
Yep, and I'll bring just the new people over.
Oh, wow. Even if customers have fallen off, you'll still have them in Teamzy with just all the new ones that are coming through.
Correct.
Oh.
And Nikki, that's a good point that I'm glad you brought up, even though you may not have done it intentionally. Customers who have fallen off, past customers, what do they call them? Inactive customers?
Yeah.
You should treat them as current customers.
Yeah.
A customer is always a customer.
Yes.
Because think about it. Think about the products you buy. You are that grocery store's customer. You are that car dealership's customer. You may not be buying from them on a monthly basis, but you're still a customer. And so you should stay in touch with people. They will come on. People will get they'll get behind and they'll have a stockpile of product. So they'll cancel. And then 6 months from now, they're like, I need to get more Juice Plus. If you're in touch with that person, they'll be like, oh yeah, I need more. I'm back. So treat them always as a customer. Treat them always as a new customer, and assume, based on our conversation earlier, that a customer will bring you more customers. So they're not just somebody who might purchase again, but they're somebody who knows on average 150 people who could be a customer. Make sense?
Totally. Thank you so much.
Sure thing. I'm just noticing a comment from Donna that says she only has 6 distributors, so I run out quickly. I can't get to 100%. So what I would say to those of you with small teams is, when you've gone through your distributor list, if you've got 6 people, you don't really need Teamzy to remind you. On those 6, you can set that goal to 0 so you can get your 100%. Okay, I'll give you the grace on that. And as your team grows, you can change that goal. Makes sense? Same thing if you're brand new and have no distributors. Set it to 0, like 0 connects to distributors right now. You can change that as you build your team. Okay. Any other questions?
If you end up blocking people, are you able to delete them off the Teamzy?
Yeah, there's a little trash can icon next to
Alright.
the person. You just click it and drop them in the trash. Is that harsh?
No.
No, it's very appropriate in some cases.
Very appropriate.
Yeah. Anyone else have questions?
Just a quick one.
Question.
Oh, go on.
Who's going?
Kim.
Me?
Lady first.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Hi, Eric. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Kim.
Can you hear me okay?
I do.
Great. I was just wondering, you know how you log the conversation that you send to customers, but is there a way that you can log their replies so you can keep in track of what they've said? Because I've got a couple of potential teenies that have got really horrible, difficult situations in their life going on just now, so I wouldn't want to message them too often, harass them, call them or whatever. Is there a way you can log that?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a great question. All right, so first let me show you how to do it in Teamzy, and then I'm going to tell you my opinion on it. Okay,
Thank you.
So let's say we're having this great conversation back and forth with Sara, right? So I could go back to Sarah's record, go to her activity feed where it shows the last message I sent her, right? So let's say it's this one here. What I can do is, if it's just that first conversation, but it's a long string, I could open that up and edit it. And then I could come in here and I could take this conversation. Oh, that's weird. I didn't wait for it to load. Let's try that again. I could take this conversation and paste it in Teamzy if I wanted it. Okay, so you could put the whole conversation in here so you have it in Teamzy as a record. Okay, great. Now, I'll be honest with you, when I first started using Teamzy, I did that because I come from a corporate background. How many of you guys come from corporate backgrounds? And you have to log everything with the customer in the system. And let's be honest, you hate doing it at work. So here's what happened with me, Kim, is I stopped logging it all in Teamzy. I just logged the very first part of the conversation. And because I know Teamzy is going to tell me when to connect again. And if if the conversation dies between times and she shows up on my Teamzy again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to her record, open up Messenger or text or whatever it is I'm messaging with, and the conversation's there. So for me, it was an extra step that I didn't do. But if you want to log it all in Teamzy, that's how you do it. You open up that conversation and just paste it all in there. Sometimes what I would do is, let's say I talked to Sara and we had a conversation, and then 6 months went by, she comes up on Teamzy, and now I'm going to reconnect. That's when a lot of times I would end up pasting it all in Teamzy. Is when I'm come back to it, I would come back and paste it all in. So it's just up to you. But I want you guys to know I don't feel it's necessary for you to log that whole conversation if that conversation is logged already in the tool you're using. Make sense?
Yeah, that's great, because I'm a nurse, so people tell me all their problems as well, and I need to try and remember what they've told me.
Oh yeah, and then you can also just keep a note. You can also just keep a note, like, going back to Teamzy again, I keep closing it. Where'd it go? I left it on Chrome, that's why I couldn't see it. So you could also just leave a note that's, where it says notes. You could just say something like, I'm Sara, I know this isn't true, but
I was going to say, what are you going to put?
This just happened to somebody I was talking to. That's what I thought of. You could do something like this. Just little notes.
Oh, that's what I've been needing. That's great.
Right? So you can just keep notes there. So you can just see the notes. Now, when I'm on the dashboard with somebody, I can also see my notes by clicking on notes right here. So you can see, and those notes are here too. So I don't have to go to the full record to do it. I need to take that note off, Sara, so that the next time I talk to you, I don't.
Yeah.
That's what happened. But you get the idea. So those are there too for little quick notes like that. And then you may put things there like, interests, or I have to tell you, one of the things that is on every corner here is Starbucks. And so I used to keep a note on what people drank, what their drink was at Starbucks. And if I was ever in somebody's area, I would bring them their drink to their work. How easy is that? Right? And so stuff like that makes people feel incredibly special. The fact that Starbucks writes their name on a cup with a Sharpie also personalizes it. So it's like you're walking through going, this is for Kim. This is Kim's drink. They're like, where's my drink? Well, Kim's my customer. Would you like to be my customer? What's your name? Nice to meet you. Let me put you in Teamzy. We'll stay in touch. I'll send you some more info.
That's a good business tactic. I'll try that with Costa Coffee.
Yeah. Hey, it doesn't work. It doesn't hurt. Any investment in a relationship is a good investment. It's never wasted. So
great. Thank you so much.
Sure thing.
Eric, can you just briefly cover the other things that are in Teamzy, like the personal development, and just show people how you can add your own elements to that?
Sure. Okay. So one of the things that you probably have gathered after spending all this time with me tonight is that I'm not a software engineer. I'm somebody who trains people and helps them grow, and I love to teach. So we built into Teamzy University. I want to show you this. Teamzy University on the left side. See this? And so what I've done in here, these are courses. It's like business coaching from myself, and in some cases from one of my business partners, Mike Lopez, where you can take courses. Now these first 3 orange courses here, they're free with your subscription. You actually can use these during your free trial. So you'll find trainings in here from me on how to set goals. And these are 3-part series, so you toggle this to see the different parts. So I'll take you through a workshop on how to set goals for your business. Different trainings that are free. Then you can also purchase, if there's areas that you need to learn to grow in, there's some trainings you can purchase. Different classes, things like how to create your budget for your business and for your home so you can get to financial freedom, pay off debt quickly. How many of you guys have debt? It's okay. Everyone does. It's okay. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. I personally was buried under debt, and then I figured out really efficient, effective way to get out of debt. And I've been teaching it for years. So that class teaches that stuff like that, time management. This class is a new comprehensive one where it's a 7-part series on how to have a conversation that converts every single step of the conversation. What to say, how to say it, how to transition to learning about your business, things like that. So those are different courses you can buy. And of course, our flagship course is the boot camp, which is the 12-week training program we do each quarter. If you will get tons of info on that via email once you sign up for Teamzy when it's time for that. So there's Teamzy University. Help Center I showed you quickly. Help Center also has lots of training videos. These are all free, of course. Anything you need to learn how to use Teamzy is here. There's videos. There's a few trainings that I've done in here, webinars and things like that. And then FAQs galore, lots of FAQs. Okay, so you can get all the help you need. Was that what you were looking for? Deborah, did you want to share?
What I meant, the little section where it says, have you used your products today?
Oh, yeah.
Have you have you done your exercise? Box that, can't you? I just thought it might be helpful to show people how to do that.
So these are dailies.
You can add your PMO in there.
Dailies are things that you must be doing to be successful. Okay. So Teamzy, we let you track them. Did you post on social today? Did you do your personal development work today? Did you use your products? Did you get some exercise? People will message me and go, I'd like you to take exercise off my list. It's not, I sell eyelash extensions. I don't need exercise on my list. I'm like, yes, you do. Everybody does. Successful people exercise. I'm not telling you need to go be a CrossFit champion of the UK. I'm just saying get some exercise, right? It helps us all be better. So, and then you can add, so those ones are there for everybody, but you can also add ones. Like I added devotional to mine. You can add additional ones that you want to do. Now, what will happen is it will start to bug you if you go 3 days without clicking the personal development check. And that's what I want for you. I want it to be like, oh, fine, Eric. I'm just going to go do it. I'm just going to listen to an audio tape or a podcast or read something for 5 minutes and I can check that off. Okay. But if you want to add new ones, you just click on edit right here. That'll take you back to your settings area where you can add a custom daily. Oh my gosh, who asked me about WhatsApp? Was that you, Deborah?
Yes.
Oh no, that's not for connects, that's for invites. But you can add a custom invite now.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And you can add your dailies there. So see, I had one for devotional. Maybe it's walk the dog. I don't know. How many of you, okay, just a question. Do I have any veterinarians on the call? Anybody? No veterinarians? Dang, I had a question about my dog. I thought I'd get a free consult. Hey, you got to take advantage of group calls. You never know what kind of expertise is on the call. Anyways, so does that help? There's so many things that I didn't show you. You need to get in there and explore. But here's what I want you guys to understand. If you could just do the power hour part that I showed you today, you'd be winning in your business. You start generating momentum. So many people join the business, they're excited. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do next. They don't know how to reach out to people. They don't have a system to follow, and they lose their enthusiasm quickly. Here's what I believe is if you get in there and do your 30-day free trial and really use it the way I've showed you, you'll get great results. You'll make some money that first month, or maybe not new, but you'll make money this first month in Teamzy. You'll be like, okay, this is great. I can actually do this. I can see how this will work for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I have a comment about doing the power hour as well. People get really hung up on the Facebook algorithms and have I done this today and have I socialized enough? If you connect through Teamzy, the required number of people, your algorithm is sorted.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And when you connect via Messenger with somebody and they respond, Facebook prioritizes you in their feed.
Yeah.
Even if somebody just goes, thumbs up. It's like, thanks for the thumbs up. You will now be seeing my live videos all week.
I will say, I just want to let everyone know that when I first started this, there's a section on here that tells you how many connects you make before you make a sale. And when I first started Teamzy, I was at like 98 connects to one sale. And today I'm down to 28 connects to one sale. And it just shows that I'm working smarter, not harder, 100% smarter. I feel like I'm actually not working half as hard as I used to, and I'm getting far better results. My pay went up 40% last month, and it's absolutely game changing. This is an absolute game changer, and anyone who is in this business needs to have this tool.
Wow, I'm sold. Sign me up. Sarah, will you message me what you just said?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I got introduced to Teamzy about, well, I think I was the first one in the group. I introduced it to everybody else about 6 weeks ago, and it was referred to me as Teamzy is my new boyfriend.
That's so funny. You know what's so funny is I got to just tell you guys, I am somebody who hated, you already heard me make a comment about at work, I hated using the CRM. I hated it. I used to write things so I had an executive position. So I would write things down on a sticky note and hand it to an assistant, tell them to log it in the CRM. And here I am building a CRM, right? But I understood the power of it. And I just thought, man, if people could actually like using it, imagine how successful people could be. And so we decided that we would try to build something that people would love. So I am so gratified to hear that somebody called it their boyfriend. I mean, it's a CRM, like the most reviled software platform out there. So I'm excited that it's somebody's boyfriend. I hope you guys will fall in love with it too, and it will make your lives very easy and fun as well.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I just have one more question. So I signed up to the 30-day trial, and I am that person that didn't follow through. So can I literally sign up now to the subscription, even though that's lapsed?
Absolutely. Yeah. When you log in, it'll just say, do you want to start a subscription? You just say yes. And if you made sure that you guys set up a Juice Plus subscription, you'll get the discounted rate. You want to make sure that you have the Juice Plus version so you don't pay more for it. So, because you might as well. They worked hard to negotiate that on your behalf. By the way, is anyone going to coming out to California next month for Juice Plus Live?
No.
Anyone flying out? All right.
That's where I'm from. That's my goal, to get back out there.
Just thought I'd ask because I'm going. So I was going to say, come see me.
You need to come over to our UK conventions.
Yeah.
Okay. Send me an invitation.
Dubai.
Send me an invitation. I know. I got a message from Denmark the other day. They said they're going to bring me out to do a training. I said, I'll send you my address. You send me the tickets.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
know that it's going to be in English.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this, Eric. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I really appreciate you taking the time getting on the call for us.
My pleasure. Everyone have a great night. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Thanks, Eric.
Yes.